Hello, and welcome to the Jim Show with your host, Jim. It is day 4 of the No Distraction Challenge, and I think it's getting easier. For those that don't know, the No Distraction Challenge is based on Kyle Cease's new book, or a concept from his new book. And he basically describes distractions as any time your mind is trying to get you to ignore what your heart is telling you to do. That's when you feel like giving into a distraction. This can be anything, like hanging out with friends and then eating junky food and drinking, watching Netflix, playing on your phone, anything that's trying to pull you away from like the emotions that are coming out from your heart, from your intuition, from your gut, anything that's getting you to try to ignore that stuff, that call. So it's really, you start feeling sad or anxious or upset and you want to like eat a crappy food, play a video game, what have you, whatever it is for you. Personally, you want to go get drunk and hang out with people. That's the kind of distractions that I'm talking about. So it's not necessarily you just are feeling good and you want to relax. It's more specifically in those instances where you're trying to ignore what your heart is telling you. Right, you're trying to get distracted from it and just zone it out entirely. So I've been doing that for 4 days now, avoiding the temptations. It's mainly been food related for me. So like chips and the vegan pizza that is sitting in our freezer have been the ones that kind of keep rising up and taking a look at me and saying, "We are delicious." But so far I have remained strong, and like I said, I feel like it's getting easier. Now earlier today I did take a look at that vegan pizza, and it did look delicious. But for whatever reason, it's getting easier to just kind of ignore those feelings. It's like I'm getting more present with or used to listening to my heart and just being in this state. So it's all, it hasn't been that long, but I'm already seeing a definite change. It's like a habit has already started to form a little bit, where I auto-correct those desires. Now what's interesting about today is I think this would have been a really potentially stressful and emotional day for me at other times. And what happened was we picked up my kids. Normally my ex-wife picks up the kids after school on Fridays, but she wanted to come shop at Allie's LuLaRoe boutique that she has here in the house. So we picked up the kids, and then she came over and shopped, and she had with her her new baby and her other son. And I ended up, watching her children with her new husband and our 2 kids together, and all 4 kids, and I had, the little baby. So obviously that could be an emotional time, just that scenario. Plus there was, the stress of a 6-year-old and a 4-year-old and, 2 younger kids all there at the same time, making sure no one's, eating Legos and choking or what have you. And, my oldest kid is acting like a teenager, being all mad that the second youngest kid stepped on his Lego spaceship that he built, and he's yelling at him. And the kids like whipping me with a plastic snake. It's insanity. But I was all right, and this would have been stressful and emotional, I think, normally. But it was not that big of a deal, really. Getting puked on a couple times, not a big problem, right? And so they left pretty recently, and I'm okay. I just ate some raw vegan food, and it wasn't that big of a deal. So I think that is a good sign, because it's just knowing me and how I feel about all that. Normally that would have been, I think, an emotional experience, definitely a stressful experience. But I kind of felt like eating some stuff, but not even to the extent that I felt like it yesterday. And nothing this, big kind of happened yesterday at all, other than just thinking about, the work transition situation that I've talked about. And I did write about that this morning, which I think maybe is playing into this also, because that has been going on in my mind for a while, and then writing about it and getting it out of my head and down, not on the paper but onto the computer, definitely helped. So that may also be playing a role in why it's easier today, because that's been a big stressor I've been carrying around all week. So I think the challenge is valuable. It definitely gets you to listen to your heart. I think it does change your reaction to distractions and the amount that the power that they have over you. It's just like an addiction. As you wean off of it, it has less and less control over you. And this has definitely been the case for me with these distractions. I just, vegan pizza, whatever. I don't care. Allie really wanted to eat it. She was kind of upset that I'm doing this challenge because she wanted to share that with me, and so she didn't even have it either. Which I didn't give in to the peer pressure either, so that's also good, right? And the other thing that I've kind of decided as I've gone along here is that pretty much for me, if it's not raw vegan food, then I'm considering it a distraction, because those are the things that I crave, right? The raw vegan food, it's what I eat. I don't generally have a craving for it, but it nourishes me. It's fine. It's just what I eat. Like it's not a big deal. It's anything else, that's the stuff that I have craving for. It's cooked. I'm talking about cooked vegan foods here. So that, and then video games would definitely be, and those have been the only things I've even really thought about during this. So at first I was thinking it might be hard to figure out which things were acting as distractions, specifically in, taking me away from listening to my heart, trying to make me ignore my emotions, as opposed to, the kind of unproductive distractions. It's a little different. And I thought it might be hard to differentiate between a scenario where, I've just wanted to do this thing because I'm feeling good and it'd be fun, like play a game or eat some of that food. But I really do think those things are just me trying to avoid my emotions and dull it out. So I got some clarity there, and I think it's going well. It's definitely been interesting so far, and we'll see how long this goes. I'm going to be heading out to visit my parents at the beginning of June, so I don't think I'm going to continue with it then. I'll probably actually relax completely at that point. But so far so good. I think I'm learning something. Hopefully you are too, or you find it interesting. And that's it for today. I will see you tomorrow.